This is The Run Through. I'm Chloe Mal, and today I am joined in the studio by our senior wellness and beauty editor, Margaux Anbouba. Margaux, welcome to The Run Through.
Happy to be here as always.
You are somewhat of a regular on The Run Through, but for our listeners who don't know, can you introduce yourself and explain what a beauty and wellness editor does?
Sure. So I spend my day researching, sometimes actually trying whatever beauty trends you're seeing out there, and I get inspiration from the culture. That means like Netflix shows or even museums. If there's someone who paints hair very beautifully, that can also be like makeup trends people are trying. I'll report on those and anything celebrities are talking about.
I find that every week when I'm looking at our numbers, some of our best performing stories are what seem like to me sort of weird wellness stories. And I do feel like there is sort of an unquenchable interest in the beauty and wellness space, particularly things to make your life better and your body healthier in terms of protein, fish oil, sardines.
There's this thing called the alley cat diet, which is where you eat like an alley cat and it gives you better skin because of all the omegas and everything.
Wait, what do alley cats eat besides fish, tinned fish?
That was basically like the majority of the diet was tinned fish and rice, and there was like one other thing.
Like paper plates?
Yeah, a little garbage.
So Margaux, I go to a lot of end of year school events, and these uptown moms are very focused on their health, beauty, and wellness, and they are all talking about what peptides they are taking.
When it comes to peptides, they and everyone will be happy to hear there's actually a peptide princess on the Upper East Side. Her name is Amanda Kahn. I just had my first appointment with her about 3 weeks ago. I love an introductory doctor appointment. I feel like you can really, first of all, I talk about my favorite subject myself, and you really get to dig in and see what a doctor is like. And this was the best appointment. It was an hour and a half. We went through my history. I talked to her about how I'm feeling emotionally, how I'm feeling physically. And then she came back to me with this incredible list of peptides I could try. There was no pressure of being like...
Is it like a menu?
It sort of felt like a menu where she'd say, this is what this is for. And she categorized things by would be nice, you could try, and you may be interested in.
Okay.
And so, there is a peptide that helps your body produce more collagen. And collagen is something you need for your joints to feel good. It helps with your organs. It also makes your skin beautiful. It is this scaffolding, basically, of giving, plump skin. She put that in a you might be interested in. I was like, that is a must try for me.
How are the peptides getting into your body? Is
there
this
are a couple
injection
different
or
ways.
oral?
Yes. You can inject. That is the preferred way of a lot of people because it bypasses your stomach, and your stomach is where a lot of things break down. And when it comes to supplements in general, probiotics, collagen, whatever, you are looking for something that can survive your stomach acid. So that's why people are turning to different forms. A lot of the ones she recommended were either injections or nasal. So just like your Flonase.
Wow.
Yes. Or there is a lot of other companies that do a liposomal one.
What does that mean?
Which it comes in through your mouth. You hold it in your mouth under your tongue, and it absorbs through your oral area. So that also bypasses and goes straight to the bloodstream.
So what is your peptide stack?
So I feel like the most sort of hot topic, obviously, GLP-1s. The P in GLP-1 is peptide. I am going to be doing something. I want to say this is off-label for the record. So, I've had masseter Botox before. That is not approved by the FDA. People get that very frequently.
Okay.
I'm not interested in being the first person in trying something off-label, but if a
Just
lot of
not
other
the
people...
last.
Yeah, I don't want to be the last, though. So I will be micro dosing a GLP-1. There's really promising studies that show that GLP-1s can help with inflammation across the body as well, especially at the micro dose.
So you're taking a microdose of GLP-1 as part of your peptide stack.
Yes.
Okay.
That's sort of one part of the stack. Another one is this GHK peptide. All of these names are so crazy. CB4211, which is to help with energy, something that Dr. Kahn and I talked a lot about. I'm in my mid-30s. I have felt a huge drop in physical energy. I did just start working out. I'm really sad to say the rumors are true. It feels great.
Happy to hear it.
But also, I just have had I have a hard time getting out of bed. I have 4 alarms every morning. I slept through them for 2 hours this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're in other rooms. I have to like get up and turn them off, and I can do it in my sleep.
Fondue must hate that.
Yes, definitely. Fondue is my cat, and he and my partner both really hate it. With Dr. Khan, something I really like is that there's a lot of like hand-holding. She is a concierge medicine doctor. A concierge medicine doctor is basically someone that you pay extra, usually not covered by insurance at all, to like hold your hand through the process.
Right.
So like if I got a paper cut, I could call my concierge doctor and be like, I have a paper cut. They're sort of like doctor and therapist, where they can tell you like you're being overly dramatic, but also on call to help you win.
The peptide princess for the patient princess.
Yes, exactly. That's a good one. Yes, I'm the patient princess. NAD, we have explored quite a bit on Vogue. There's a lot of different ways to take it, including intravenously. So you can get an NAD IV. NAD is one that you're supposed to feel a remarkable difference.
Okay.
When it comes to energy, it works on the mitochondria in your cell, so the powerhouse of all of your cells, to make you feel generally better, more energetic.
Okay.
For me, honestly, vitamin D and vitamin B, making sure that those levels are right makes a huge difference in my energy also.
Okay, so I want to talk about that and then go back to peptides. But I just went to my doctor, and her finding was that I am vitamin D deficient. And so I just went to CVS to get a vitamin D supplement, but I was paralyzed because you told me that I need to make sure I get one that has another letter in it.
Yes.
And I couldn't remember what letter that was and what to do.
Totally. So there are different vitamins that work synergistically together to help with absorption. Vitamin D and vitamin K should always be paired together because that makes sure that you're absorbing it better, but also that the vitamin D is going to the places that you need it, like your bones. Once again, that number 30 is sort of the time when our whole body changes.
Okay.
And you have the highest bone density you'll ever have in your life at 30. From there, downhill, baby.
And vitamin D helps with bone density.
Yes, that's something that strength training also helps with. I think that something that is very intimidating about the supplement space is that there's not a lot of regulation.
Well, so I had lunch with a frequent Vogue model, someone who's in our pages all the time, who we trust and love. And in the middle of lunch, she brought out her full tray of supplements that she takes before every meal. And I was intrigued, and I was like, if she's taking those supplements, is she then not taking peptides? Like, do they preclude each other?
They
do you
definitely
do both?
don't preclude each other. Like, one of the supplements I'm really big on is a fiber supplement. There is no way to get a fiber peptide. You can
You need a peptide, a princess to explain all this to you.
Yes, I love a princess to explain it to me. And for
You just love a princess.
Yeah, so true. For the Vogue readers who can't have the princess, I'm here to answer your questions or help you figure out the answer to
From
them.
princess to peasant.
Yeah. I would never call the Vogue readers peasants. How dare you? Peptides cannot be liposomes. Fiber is the one that really comes to mind because, like, you need that grit that's going through your digestive system.
Will you be writing about this on your weekly newsletter?
Yes, I will be writing all about my peptide journey on my Sunday newsletter. I tried that, and that was Chloe's idea of a name. It's so fun because frequently she'll come to me with a question, say, what's the deal with this? What's the deal with that? And I'll say, well, oh, I tried that, and here's what the experience was like.
It's true. We all need Margaux to be our guinea pig.
I know. I am sometimes too game to try something, but it's a lot of fun.
One could argue.
It's a hazard of the job, I suppose.
Speaking of things you've tried, I want to know about Emsculpt and what it is.
This is not a new technology, but I am quite obsessed with it. You know, I'm in my workout journey. I've never had abs in my life.
Okay.
Like, no definition, whatever. I was talking to someone and they suggested I try Emsculpt. The cool thing about Emsculpt is it happens in a doctor's office. They put this giant plate on whatever body part you want. I tried it on my abdomen. There's arm ones, there's legs, there's butt. And what it does is it shocks your muscles and has them contract. So I did like 20,000 crunches in the time of 30 minutes. Afterwards,
Wait, is that different than EMS?
Yes. So EMS is a low level. It doesn't go very deep into the muscle, and it helps you deeper contract the muscle fiber while you're working out. EMS has come a long way since I first tried it when I was at Goop, and they like hosed me down in the corner of a gym because you do have to be damp to do this workout.
Gross.
And made me then like put on all this device, and they would shock you when you're in the deepest part of whatever you're contracting. So when your butt's all the way down, for a crunch, when you're lifting your bicep at the peak of height. They help you deeper contract. This is doing everything for you. You lay there prone, and it does the workout for you. It is sort of like Black Mirror-ish in a way.
Oh, it's weird. I don't like it.
The way that it works is sort of like in a wave. So it's
that's
not
like EMS, where it goes through sort of waves of intense
contractions.
Shocking. I mean, it feels like you're like buzzing with sort of shock treatment.
Yeah. It's a true muscle contraction. Like you did a full crunch in the heart with 20 pounds of weight on your shoulders or something.
EMS, the workout, which stands for electrical muscle stimulation, and it basically makes you look like Lara Croft. You sort of tape on all these electrodes, and then when you are doing a typical workout, it is further contracting your muscles with this vibrating stimulation as you're doing it. But that just feels like a sort of a wave of intense vibrations. It almost feels like I have a Theragun that I use on my leg muscles, and it feels like a version of that. But this sounds like it's totally different.
I started out around, they like warm you up during the 30-minute session, so it starts out around 20, and then your practitioner will start to be like, okay, can you go a little higher? I made it up on my first session all the way to 100, but only for the last like 3 minutes. I could not have done 100 all the way through. I go about like at 80% max, where it's still, I have to give a deep breath. It's not comfortable, but it's not painful. The first time I go there, like, you won't be sweaty at all. I was so sweaty sitting there in my like vintage 1940s dress.
The people's princess.
Yeah, sweating uncontrollably. They took the device off of my stomach, sweat dripping down it. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. The woman was like, wow. And like, yeah, I worked out a lot. Second time, not as bad. I think that they said that that's typically what they see because you're used to it. They recommend 4 sessions.
What price point are we talking here?
$800 typically
per session?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it is expensive. To me, it sort of feels like
priceless abs.
To me, it sort of feels like the add-on once you've done so much work at the gym and you feel like you're stuck at a point. Like, I feel like a lot of people when they're exercising plateau, or they feel like they're plateauing, whether it comes to cardio or weightlifting, they can't quite get their tricep where they want it. And this is sort of like an assist.
On the topic of sculpting, what is buccal massage? I feel like you've been talking about this for a few years.
Yes. I had my girl, Riley Welch, come. She does it at home for me now on my bed.
Oh, my God.
Fondue was sitting there purring while I'm getting this face massage.
Does he get buccal massage?
No, but she was like, I feel like he wants me to pet him also. And I was like, not when you have your hand in my mouth. But like, so your buccal area is the area right below the cheek, sort of the mid-face down.
Okay.
A couple years ago, we saw everyone was removing this pocket of fat right here to give you sort of like a very sculpted, like you're sucking in your cheeks look.
Got it.
It felt very hollow.
Yes. I don't like that look.
Yeah. I don't want to look like an era because I like vintage clothing. Last year, I was working on this story about how actors are abstaining from getting plastic surgery or even just injectables, whether it's Botox or filler, because they are in a period piece and someone from the 1800s would not have, like filled lips, would not have that keyhole look, would not maybe have those high cheekbones.
Spooky.
Yes. And Amanda Seyfried, who was on our cover, actually spoke about it for The Testament of Anne Lee in an interview. That was sort of the hook.
She said she didn't get Botox.
She said she did not get anything for a full year before they started filming because she needed to emote. Mm-hmm. I was asking my partner, who is sort of pop culture obtuse, and he told me that he thinks the reason that, like, I don't look in a 2000s face, an Instagram face, a modern face, is because I have all this buccal fat.
Oh, interesting.
And that sort of is the hallmark of our modern age, is like a really hollowed face and cheekbone is one of them.
So this massage helps minimize...
It can help with lymphatic drainage. So if you're feeling a little puffy, it can also help with stretching the muscle. So I've been on this very, very long-winded attempt to stop clenching my jaw.
Okay.
I do it at work. I do it when I'm asleep. I do it all the time. I have started putting my tongue in between my teeth when I'm just sitting there, because you will not, like, your brain won't let you bite down on your tongue unless you do it intentionally. And so that's a way for me to stop clenching my jaw all the time. But the buccal massage really helps with that. It helps stretch out the muscle. It's basically yoga for the bottom half of your face. And if you've ever like done gua sha and heard crackling somewhere, like I hear it a lot on my chin, that's that my fascia's really tight.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to break it up. So I'm trying to fight the good fight at home, but sometimes you need to bring someone else in. It started with I was getting masseter Botox, so Botox in this muscle.
Okay.
And it would paralyze it temporarily, shrink it so it wouldn't be as strong. But you do have to get that like every 6 months. So now I'm sleeping with a retainer, doing face massage every day, and trying acupuncture. I am like throwing everything at the wall. Yes.
I wear a retainer every night for
Grinding your teeth also.
Yeah.
It's not cute, but it's nice.
Yeah, no, it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
You recently did scalp injections with Radiesse or biostimulating molecules. What does that mean? Is that actually scalp Botox? And why does your scalp need Botox?
So this is not scalp Botox at all. Lauren Goodman is a injector from LA. She was visiting, and I went to this really chic room in the Hotel Chelsea where she sort of talked to me about how the scalp is a way to do a lot of lifting, a lot of work without showing anything on the face. I feel like one of the things we notice when people step out with a new facelift is like you can see how tight it is.
Yeah.
And usually there's like a scar, there's a mark somewhere that sort of shows. She was telling me that by applying certain biostimulating molecules, and what those are is they are different than a filler or a Botox, they help your body attract a natural component to the area that they are in. So like she calls it a crown lift.
Ooh.
So basically if you imagine
Speaking
where—
of princess.
I know. Imagine where a crown would go. She took a cannula and then she went up into my scalp and applied it at different points.
The cannula went up through your scalp?
Went up
Margaux.
under. Yeah, I have to say, I do not normally numb because I want to understand what the experience is. I am so relieved I numbed. And I watched my friend Audrey, a friend of Vogue, amazing writer, get it after me. We went on a little friend date and got this treatment done together. I would not have been able to do it if I had watched her go first.
Yikes.
I could hear it both outside and inside my head, the injections, but it hurt. It was like a 6 out of 10. It definitely, when I bonked it, I could feel it. When I brushed my hair, whatever. But it went away, and very chicly, Lauren sent us home with a little bag that had 2 Tylenol
Cute.
in little, like, branded bags. And I was like, oh, this is such a fab, like, chic touch for this treatment.
Wow. I guess it is looking sort of tight over there on your temples.
Thank you so much. I'm curious to see it really develops over a couple of months because the biostimulating molecules are still in there, but now my body is going to start attracting calcium, collagen, things like that to those areas.
How often do
Continue
you have
get
to
better.
do this?
Once a year.
And how much would that cost?
I think it costs around $3,000.
Okay.
But honestly, a good facelift is very expensive. Not saying that
So this is a steal.
Yeah, so this is
scalp
a
steal.
But also, I don't need a facelift at 35. What I would like is a little bit of a lift, and I am not interested right now in getting like a blepharoplasty or something like that. A blepharoplasty is an eye lift. We've been seeing people get these a ton. It was like trending term last year. It's still going strong. And you can either do an upper or a lower or both sometimes. And some people have to medically get them. Like my little brother has had to get them because we have droopy eyelids, ptosis, run in the family, and
Cute.
he can't drive. So he has had like medically covered eye lifts.
Wow.
But a lot of people want them to look more awake.
Margaux, I want to hear about your sleep hygiene at the moment because I was very into your article about how the astronauts recovered their sleep score after they landed back on Earth. And I feel like I've been really trying to focus on getting a crown on my Oura ring from my sleep.
Are you comfortable with telling me what your score was last night?
Yes, that's a great question.
Okay. I feel like it's sort of revealing when you talk to people about their sleep score.
Sleep champion,
Oh,
85 sleep score. Crown, you were efficient. Your sleep efficiency was optimal. Looks like you're doing a good job at dedicating your bed for sleeping. 7 hours and 24 minutes.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 76 last night, so slightly under you. My recent hygiene breakthrough or change is I am putting my phone in the kitchen before I go to sleep.
What's your alarm clock situation then?
I mean, I can sleep through anything. I am like very hard to wake up.
Do you have the thing that shakes your bed?
Yes.
Oh!
So I have an 8 sleep, which both shakes my bed and drops the temperature.
Oh my God.
But what I find is then I just like sort of lay on my arms on my stomach to stay warm.
Wow.
That does not wake me up. So the 8 sleep is a mattress cover. There's a couple different iterations of it. It's a mattress cover that can do a lot of things. So people who are going through menopause and getting night sweats or things like that, it can change the temperature of your bed through a water system. It pumps water through and either heats it or cools it. My bed vibrates. It gets very cold. Next to me, I have the Hatch alarm.
Mm-hmm. My children do too.
I basically am one of your children. It is the alarm that does like a sunrise alarm. So it gets gradually brighter until it's a really bright lamp, basically, when your alarm is going off. I have that so that, like, I can't really escape it. It's shining in my eyes usually. Then I have my alarm going off in the kitchen on my phone. And I have another alarm across, not a very big bedroom, but still across the room. And I can get up, turn it off, snooze the kitchen alarm, and go back to sleep like no issue.
I think I need to get an analog alarm clock. Because I do find that I wake up earlier than my husband, and so I don't want my phone to be too far away when it goes off. I don't want to wake him up too much. So I do feel like I need my alarm to go off right next to me, but there's absolutely a benefit to going to bed with your phone not within eyesight. Margaux, I feel like Vogue.com can sometimes feel like Protein Weekly.
Yeah.
We love protein. We love protein chic and all the ways to ingest the most protein. Is fiber the new protein?
Yes. I think that protein is not going anywhere, but people are learning about fiber. It's funny because maybe a year and a half ago in one of our staff meetings, I brought up that fiber was becoming cool. I was like, it's becoming very sexy. It really is the next thing people are going to be talking about. And I think everyone in the room
Laughed at you?
Yeah. And it was so funny because I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. And I'm here to say I was right. First of all, most
Fiber
importantly,
is sexy. Let the
fiber
record
is
show.
sexy. It's just so interesting in this wellness era, whatever brought it on, whether it's a response to the MAHA agenda or it's wanting to know the truth about things that people are claiming online. People are learning more about their food, and I'm not talking about like where it's coming from, which is also interesting and important, but also what's inside of it. And fiber is something that is tied to a lot of your body working well, your mood, your gut working well, but also it's tied to fighting a lot of like colorectal cancer and things like that. There is a rise in colorectal cancer right now. That is what my mom died of, and it is going to be most likely the most diagnosed cancer for people in my generation, starting earlier and earlier. I'm a millennial.
Why more than in the past?
It's believed because of diet.
Interesting.
Yes. And so people are saying that because we eat so much red meat or we're eating so much protein, things like that, you're not getting enough roughage going through your gut. Like when a literal little salad leaf goes through your gut, it can help scrape the wall, and that's what's keeping it healthy. Cellular turnover, things like that. I have a colonoscopy next month, and
well, but I am not allowed to get a colonoscopy because I just turned 40, and you're supposed to wait until you're 45. Is there an argument for pushing to get one earlier?
Absolutely. I mean, my mother, who was diagnosed at 52, had never had one, so we don't know how long she had it. It was stage 4, but definitely getting it the moment that you can.
What is your sunscreen sun care routine?
Always on my face every day. I'll give myself
what SPF?
I do SPF 50. I think that Supergoop really makes this a great SPF for everyone. They have different levels. They have mineral that's really luxurious. They also have chemical. Like, I'm not against chemical sunscreen. The one type of sunscreen I personally don't like is a spray sunscreen. If I'm at the beach, I give myself like a 10-minute window where I don't wear my sunglasses and I don't wear sunscreen. And there are studies that show if you have light shining into your eyes, it helps with better photoprotective cellular mechanisms, I guess is the right word, but also it can help with your circadian rhythm, things like that. So like every morning when I leave the house to, walk my little walk to the subway to get here in my heels clacking around, no sunglasses. I want to let the sun in.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the rest of the time, I'm a very intense, I like Supergoop Play. I have like the giant pump of it at my house. Oh my God. It's just the most luxurious thing to have like a pump.
We have a lot. We go deep on our Supergoop Play pumps. We go through a couple of those. I want to know if there's a summer beauty tip that you swear by.
Ooh. I mean, spray tans are all the rage right now.
Yeah, they really are. I love
Speaking.
our piece about that.
Yes.
You want to tell us about
Hannah Jackson, Vogue's very exciting and fun and smart fashion writer. And I were laughing about Kylie Jenner saying that sometimes when she is sad, she just gets a spray tan and feels better. I have had spray tans many a time before. So I could not test out this theory, but Hannah pointed out she's never gotten a spray tan and maybe was feeling a little sad. So why wouldn't she give it a try? You'll have to read the results on Vogue.com, but it was a very fun adventure.
Spoiler alert, she's keeping her Lexapro.
Yeah. But she talked to the Kardashian spray tanner who has the best name, Jimmy Coco.
I loved that.
Me too. About like what he's doing for their spray tans because the girls look good. They are not orange. They look just bronzed. Yeah. And that's what I want.
It's funny because the Kylie comment happened and people were sharing that. And then I did feel like it was right at the beginning of summer. And so I ran into 2 friends at events that week who had just gotten spray tans inspired by that. So it really does feel like 'tis the season.
In the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got one before the Met and multiple people were like, how did you get so tan in one day? I'm like, babes, spray tans exist. Please.
They exist for a reason.
Yeah.
I want to know if there's anything that you've seen people trying that you are like, not for me.
I mean, there's things that, like, I can't try. Obviously, I don't need a facelift or something like that. But honestly, I mean, not right now. Honestly, there's not anything that I can think of. I tried Nordic walking is something people are very interested in right now, which is like cross-country skiing, basically. I tried a workout class doing it. It was with poles. And the poles had tension on them. I kept looking down at the machine. It's called Northern Strong and Flatiron, being like, certainly this is at a 10. I am dying. No, it was at the 1 the entire time. I was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Wow.
Certainly there's something that I wouldn't try. I really don't like needles. I know it probably doesn't sound like that. I don't want to get an IV at like a pop-up store. I would never try that. I don't care if it's just a banana bag and I'm hungover. I don't want to do that. Besides that, I'm really game to try anything. People have been burying themselves in dirt right now. So I'm trying that next.
Why?
Because it's supposed to help you sweat. It's like a different version of the sauna where it compresses you to relieve muscle tension, but also makes you sweat like a sauna. And I actually did it in Napa.
Is the dirt hot?
Yes, the dirt is hot. I did it in Napa with Pete, P-E-E-T, not Pete the man, and was like super into it. I took a nap. I sort of just like flopped around in this giant, very, very smelly though.
What is peat? It's manure?
No. Peat is the moss that they find like those perfectly preserved bogmen in. Do you know what I'm talking about? No. Peat is moss that has sort of been like sitting in the backyard decomposing a little, and they mix it with water. Is there anything that you want to try that you've been seeing? Do I need to give you an assignment?
I kept saying to myself for a long time, when I turn 40, I'll try Botox in my forehead, and I still am not sure I want to commit to that, but maybe that's something I'll explore this summer.
I actually got too much Botox last September, and I've taken a step back because I looked at myself and was like, ugh, you don't need it. You don't have, like, they call them static wrinkles, like the wrinkles that hold for a very long time. You can hold off.
All right, I'm going to hold off on that. People can reach out to Margaux with their beauty and wellness questions by emailing you at beauty@vogue.com.
Yes, send me your questions. I reply back.
I've been told you reply. Thank you very much for joining us.
I always love to be on the podcast and talk with you about this stuff. I mean, I like to talk to you about it anytime. Just come into your office.
Colonoscopies all day.
That'll be next, baby.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.